Well, hi everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Wednesday morning, the 7th of October. We're wrapping up the first week of the month here, and we do have a cold front that's diving southward through the area as we speak. It's sitting right about here, and with that front moving southward, it is more of a wind direction changer than anything. There might be some slightly cooler temperatures today up north. There's no cloud cover or precipitation, but the only cloud cover we'll see will actually be the smoke that we might see. We may see a return of some light haze out there. I don't think it'll be terribly thick today, but we may see a little bit of that. But otherwise, watching that wind change direction as that front stalls out in northern Kansas later on today. So kind of an east and northeasterly wind out there later on today, whereas the winds are more south and southeasterly, kind of on the bottom of my screen there. Can't quite draw the arrow that far south, but on the south of that front. That front's going to stay stalled out there in northern Kansas tonight. The winds will die down a little bit. Mostly clear, maybe some patchy fog after midnight, or a few clouds and thin clouds out there. Now, as we get into tomorrow, though, that front's going to move back to the north and northeast pretty quickly tomorrow morning. And as it does so, we're going to develop more of a south and southeasterly breeze. That wind's going to pick back up during the day tomorrow. In fact, it may be a little windier tomorrow. Again, plenty of sunshine, and I'll back this up a little bit again. Maybe a few thin clouds, but otherwise plenty of sunshine expected for your day on Thursday. I'm going to call it a mostly sunny, breezy, and another warm one expected for tomorrow. As we jump into your forecast temperatures for the next couple of days, now the cold front does bring a slight cool down up north today. Upper 70s and lower 80s there. But farther south, near that frontal boundary, near 90 degrees in Smith Center, we'll go with mid-80s in the Tri-Cities. For tonight, 40s and 50s, even maybe a few upper 30s out west. Generally cooler as you go to the west, generally warmer as you go to the southeast. Tomorrow's temperatures, most of us back into the 80s, including for you folks up in northern Nebraska, so mostly mid and upper 80s for afternoon highs, and again nearing 90 in southwest portions of Nebraska. Tomorrow night, again, this will be actually a warmer night for most of us, except for out west where there could be some 40s. Winds are going to stay a little elevated tomorrow night out of the south, 10 to 20 miles per hour, and with those breezier southerly winds, that's going to hold our temperatures up just a bit. So many of us staying in the 50s and even maybe a few low 60s out there for tomorrow night's lows going into your Friday. And Friday is going to be a warm and breezy day as well, back into the mid and upper 80s and some more lower 90s out there. So it's going to be a warm way to wrap up the work week. The weekend does shape up just a touch cooler, as we'll show you in just a bit here, but not terribly cool for this time of the year. As we keep the warm 80s going, it's just more in the way of low to mid 80s. That's still over 15 degrees above average for this time of the year. Our average high is about 68 or 69 today in the Tri-Cities, and it'll likely be cooler by the time we get to the weekend. Speaking of the end of the weekend, changes are coming. Now, first off, what's pretty much a guarantee is we are going to cool down early next week. I have 60s for now. Some models hint at a little bit of cooler than that. Temperature's a little cooler than that. I'm going 60s. That would put us pretty close to our average high. But hopefully a little rain's going to come with that cold front. Right now, the most favored time frame will be sometime between Sunday evening and Monday. The extent of how widespread it will be, how heavy it'll be, that's still pretty much up in the air right now, as forecast models are not very consistent on that. Some are very light with the precipitation. Others are much more generous and bringing us actually a good soaking. Most models hint at northern Nebraska being the most favored area for the higher amounts of rain, but again, this is still 5+ days out, so we can still see some changes to that forecast in the coming days ahead when it comes to how this rainfall will play out. I'm just really hoping, though, that we are going to get a good rain, but that's definitely not a guarantee at this point here. But what is a guarantee? We are going to cool back next week. Again, average highs in the upper 60s. Will be way above that for the next 5 days, then a little closer to average for early next week, and maybe a little cooler down the road as we work towards the middle of the month of October. So cooler weather will be arriving, more fall-like temperatures if you like those kind of temperatures. I've enjoyed the warmth. I don't normally enjoy 80s, but when it's not so humid, I'll take it. It was a nice evening. Got my family out last night and sat out on the back deck for supper. It was just an ideal evening for supper outside last night, other than the bugs. The bugs were a little bit of a nuisance, but anyway, so I digress. Anyway, that's your forecast. That's all I have for you. But if you have any questions or comments about the forecast, you can send a question over to my Twitter or Facebook accounts, which you can find there on the bottom of your screen. But I want to thank you all for watching on this Wednesday. Take care and enjoy your day, and God bless. Bye.